Hey guys, today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a little bit of a kind of an activity or a game. So we're going to review the D scale, and again the D scale is just the notes that go from D all the way through the alphabet up to the next D, because the musical alphabet starts over again after G. So it goes D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So that's our scale that we're working with, and if you know that scale, you can pretty much play any song that you want to play. There are a few other notes you might need sometimes, but almost any song you know will use those notes. So before we get started, I'm going to put all the notes of the scale for each instrument on the screen so you can see what all the fingerings are for each one. I'm not going to go through each note and their fingering in particular for this, because we've done it before in other lessons. And if you're using the Essential Elements book, and probably any other book, if you go toward the back, there is a fingering chart right here. And this tells you all the way on the side over there. It says the strings, and those are the open strings over here. These are all the open strings. You see the string names and where the note falls on the staff. And then as you go across this way, it tells you what notes you have when you put fingers down. So the more fingers you add, it tells you what notes you can go through. You can look at that anytime you need to look through it. And again, any book you use is going to use that, or is going to have that. This is the Essential Elements book that we use. So we're just going to go through the D scale notes that are going to be on the screen so that you can see them. And you can practice those. So if you need to, pause the video, go ahead and practice those a little bit and get familiar with those. Before we do the activity, let's just go ahead and play through the D scale. We're going to do this with the bow. So go ahead and grab your bow, grab your instrument. We're going to start on the open D string and work our way up to the high D. Okay? We're going to play 4 bows on each string, 4 bowings on each note. Sorry. So it's going to be 4 on the D, down, up. And then we're going to go 4 on the E, and then F sharp, G, all the way up the scale. If you want to look back at previous video lessons, all of these notes are in there. The last few songs we did before, Jingle Bells and Dreidel, those last couple songs we did, are basically just a D scale. So you can look at all those songs and kind of practice those if you need to get some more practice. So we're going to start on open D, and we're going to play, start on the down bow, 4 bows, down, up, on each note going up the scale. Okay, and we're going to stop for right now on the high D. 1, 2, ready, go. Stop there. So you should, if you're a violin or viola, have 3 fingers down on the A string. If you're a cello player, you should have 4 fingers down. Basses, you're on 3rd position, 4 fingers down on the G string. Okay? Let's try that from the top and working our way down. So we're going to start on the high D and go back down. Okay? Go ahead and find your fingers. 1, 2, ready, go. Back down. So those are all the notes, and hopefully yours sounded like mine. If it didn't sound like mine, make sure you check your tuning first. If you tune anything, use the fine tuners if you can, which are down here again. Don't use the big tuners unless you have to. And if you do use the big tuners, make really, really small adjustments. There are some videos, I have some videos too, on how to use those and not break a string. So that's important. Alright, so let's go on. So we've got the scale now. Again, anytime we do these things, I always say this, but pause the video, go back and practice a little bit on your own. Make sure you're comfortable with it before we go on. We're going to go ahead and practice through the exercise. So here's what we'll do. I'll put 3 notes up on the screen, and then I'll count you off, and we'll play those 3 notes together. So it's not going to be something where you have to write your own song or anything like that. You're just going to be kind echoing, mimicking what I put on the screen, and I'll do it with you. So, for example, if I put D, E, F sharp on the screen, then I would count you off. I would say 1, 2, ready, go, and then we'll play D and stop. Okay? And I'll tell you if it's a high D or a low D too. If it's a high D, I'll put HD on the screen. If it's a low D, I'll put LD on the screen. That way you know you're not confused trying to jump around. Okay? So let's do that one that we just did. We'll do low D, E, F sharp, just as a practice. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Good. And as we do these, try to use as much bow as you can. You may not be able to use the entire bow in that length of time, but try to use more of it than just the middle section. Try to use as much bow as you can just to get used to using a lot of it. Let's do another one. Let's do G, A, B. Find your G. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do it on the A string. So we're just going to go A, B, C sharp. So the same finger pattern we just used, but on the A string. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's go the other way. Let's go down. So instead of going up, let's go down. So we're going to start on the high D, and we'll go just down 3 notes. D, C sharp, B. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, let's do G, F sharp, E. So same finger pattern, but we're going to go jump down a string. And you can pause the video again between all of these just to make sure you got the right starting note before you hit the play button again. Okay, so G, F sharp, E. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. Let's jump around a little bit. So we're going to go D, F sharp, D. Okay, low D. 1, 2, ready, go. Alright, how about A, C sharp, A? So the same finger pattern but on the A string. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Now let's do a little bit harder. Let's do 4 notes. And again, I'll put them on the screen. Make sure you pause in between so you can find your first note. First one is going to be D, E, F sharp, G. We'll make it easy. Just go up the scale 4 notes. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay. Next one, we'll do the same finger pattern. It'll be A, B, C sharp, D. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay. Now let's do A, or let's start at the bottom. Let's go D, F sharp, A, D. So D, F sharp, A, D. We're going to jump around a little bit. So take a second, pause the video, practice if you need to, but make sure you know where those 4 notes are. D, F sharp, A, D. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. And let's go back down the other way. Same 4 notes but backwards. So we're going to do high D, A, F sharp, D. 1, 2, ready, go. Now, as we go along, these next songs we're going to be using the bow a lot more. So make sure you practice this every day. You don't have to do the exact same exercises. You can if you want to. But practice using these same notes for everything you do. Whenever you are just practicing on your own, you just want to get some fingers down. And I encourage you to start learning some songs that you like. So find some songs that are not in the book that you like, and try to look up the notes online. See if you can find the notes. As long as it's in the key of D or uses a D scale, you'll be able to play it. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be glad to help any way I can. See ya.